Self-checkouts were the cornerstone to my stick.
Closer.
I'm not timing you right now, Dawn. Technical problem.
Okay.
Just talk really fast.
Start again.
Self-checkouts were the cornerstone to my sticky fingers of adulthood. They allowed me to slowly build up confidence and get bigger and bolder with my stealing. I had it down to an art, knowing exactly how to get the weight distribution without setting off the all-too-annoying red light and siren to signal the employee's assistance, or more like investigation. Play cool, be confident, act ignorant, save money. It was the mantra to live by. The act ignorant had to come in because, as all newbies, I made some mistakes at the beginning. Here, I learned it best to play dumb, as if I had no clue how 3 additional items were in my bag and not scanned. Upon scanning the items, a subtle eye roll from the employee, and close watch for the remainder of my transaction, I was in the clear. So there I am, early 20s, freshly released from college, broke and starting to live in the doldrums of adulthood. I was bored and needed some risk in my life. I soon became compulsively addicted to stealing cheese. I considered it a challenging way to shop, starting with the mini blocks of cheddar until trusting myself to take the more expensive, fancier cuts of cheeses. Goat's cheese, Boursin, cream cheese, aged cheddars, Swiss, Havarti, Parmesan, Asiago, feta, mozzarella, Baby Bells. It was all so mouthwateringly good. Depending on the size of the cheese, I had different methods to my thieving madness. My nearest grocer had no safety of the self-checkouts, so I was stuck encountering the cashier face to face. This was the big leagues. I had cheese blocks shoved in behind my back, in my coat, in pockets, in my purse or backpack. I was sly with placement, often able to deploy sleek tactical distractions. I upscaled with bigger grocery shops. I could get away with stowing items under the cart, out of sight. My final hiding spot was to sneak blocks of cheese into my reusable shopping bags. I once had to scream out, "I'm OCD!" to get a bag boy away from me so I could load my own bags. My boyfriend at the time had never spoken up about it. I mean, I knew that he knew, but other than that, it was my dirty little secret. He avoided shopping with me like the plague, but in my mind, if he even tried to bring it up, I would call him out on being guilty not only by association, but by consumption. It wasn't long until my habit began spiraling. As I mentioned, I was easily bored. I couldn't only eat cheese, so I soon delved into meats, nut butters, and spices. My sticky fingers were beyond sticky at this point. They were super glued. I was fantasizing about what recipes I could make with more stolen ingredients, just to feed my cravings to steal. Deep down, I had a feeling I was testing my luck, but life was getting fiery, and for the first time in a long time, I was living on the edge. I come home one Sunday, fatigued from yoga, and toting some freshly and freely acquired coconut flour and free-run eggs, along with my oh-so-costly carton of milk. I was making pancakes. On the other side of the door, my partner and a crowd of 5 friends are sitting in our tiny apartment waiting for me. It's not my birthday. All eyes on me. I don't know whether I should feel like a queen or run and hide. I'm greeted with awkward smiles and stares before being nudged to take a seat in the middle of the living room. I'm confused, agitated, and I want my freaking pancakes. They're really killing my vibe. Before I can piece together what's about to happen, I'm bombarded. Arms crossed, just as I was sticking it to the man with my stealing, I was sticking it to them with this body language, bogus. But I listened, and many valid points were brought up. Apparently, there's this terrifying risk called getting a criminal record that could shake life as I know it. Goodbye to smooth traveling, good luck landing a solid job, farewell to channeling good karma. as I needed to brace myself for a life of misery and woes. Consequences to actions could happen. It was only a matter of time. Now, I remember stealing as a child, the odd Archie comic, chocolate bar, handful of bulk bin treats. Back then, the worst consequence I could imagine was having to apologize, sit through a freaking timeout, and listen to a life lecture from one of my boring parents. It was no big deal. Now I was faced with adult consequences, the kind that could actually turn a righteous life into a bleak one. I was not about to let that happen. The people in this room were clearly not about to let that happen either. But what the fuck? Was I seriously being subjected to a cheese intervention? And while I'd love to tell you that I was miraculously fixed that day, I wasn't. It took time, some elaborate mental training, to lose my cravings and habit of these sticky fingers. These days, I have a new mantra, and although I have definitely felt the burn of bad karma, it could be the result of many poor decisions. But deep down, I know it's probably from all the cheese I stole. Recently, I was told by a friend that many of the local Down and Out are stealing cheese and selling it to smaller pizza joints at half price. It's becoming quite an issue to live in the city, let alone getting a decent slice of za. My ears perked right up. I wish I'd known about this while paying off my student loan debts.